Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh Bashim Shah Bashim Quadash, double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them, that taught us his truth, and Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. To the Aquath that are listening and learning, being a pillar of rest, the 144,000, the one-third, the hopeful elect of Israel. Just wanted to quickly go into this devil and how he's a counterfeit. All right, and that word counterfeit we can find Wisdom of Solomon 2, and we're going to start at start at 10. Let us oppress the poor, righteous men, as Israelites. So the us has to be Esau. Let us oppress the poor, righteous men. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. This is Esau and how they treat Jake. Okay. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous. The devil, Esau, the so-called white man, is lying in wait for you Jakes. They got a plan to round you up. King Alfred, Rex 84. All right? They are lying in wait for you because he is not for our turn. Nope. It's his turn right now. And he is clean contrary to our doing. We got nothing to do with it. The Spirit is on us to create things. They're the followers. We're the creators. We're clean contrary. He upbraideth us. That's us upbraiding them. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, of course. You're a liar and the father of it. And objecteth to our infamy the transgressings of our education. He professes to have the knowledge of the Most High, and we do. We got 100% true. And he calleth himself the child of the Lord. We're the children. He is a prince of the power. Yasharallah, he calleth himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thought. That's what we're doing right now. They stood upon their feet in great fear. Right? We're standing before the face of such as have made no record of our labors. Paraphrasing. All right. He is grievous to us, even to behold, for his life is like not other men's, his ways are of another fashion. Right? We can't stand each other. That's what it is. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. All right? Everything they do, they got from us. They're counterfeit. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed. It's the kingdom of heaven, having slaves. What it means to be blessed is to own slaves. And maketh his boast that the Most High is his Father. Well, he is. But here's the point. They're counterfeits. And everything they do, right? In everything they do, they're trying to be us. They're trying to be the Most High all the way down. I will be as I will be like God. I will be. This is Esau. Isaiah 14. Yeah. Bear with me. A direct quote from Esau, Isaiah 14 and 14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. All right, so we already know what this devil is up to. All right, Most High has a flying saucer program, a spaceship program. You think this devil ain't doing the same thing? Trying to? He's trying to be like the Most High. We just read it. But he's a counterfeit. Let's see this counterfeit. This is redacted 2 days ago. This is a major UFO disclosure setback. Huh. Is catastrophic disclosure the next step? Catastrophic disclosure. What does that mean? You're going to cause a situation with the UFOs and then make up a story. See, we know how you Edomites get down. You make shit up and you ride it till the rails come off, and then when you're exposed, then you got your arms out like you didn't do nothing wrong. You're a counterfeit. You're not the Most High. The Most High's chariots, his spaceships, they don't crash. Sorry. It's the counterfeit ones that do.
Committee, and they.
I'm like 4 minutes in to whatever this is. Redacted news. We'll let him talk. Let him expose himself.
Do that under a number of provisions for special access programs. Like they can, there's different types of special access programs. There's unacknowledged special access programs or waived unacknowledged special access programs. In each case, you have more and more restrictions on who knows about it. So on paper, this sounds good, but in effect, a corporation that is working on a reverse engineering of a captured non-human spacecraft.
You see, a man of the Lord, he can discern, right, what spirit you're coming in, because we have the truth. We know what the true chariots of Israel. We know what they are, and we know how they function, and we know what they don't do. So when you start talking about reverse engineering of a downed spaceship or a downed UFO and all of that bullshit, okay, well, you might have got something to fall out of the air, but it wasn't the Most High. It wasn't the angels, okay? It was somebody else's man-made little spaceship that is not celestial. Those things are alive, first of all, okay? They're not carnal. They're spiritual craft, all right?
Can report what they're doing in the context of a waived special access program, but that means that others down the food chain, like people like Congressman Tim Burchett, they don't have a look into this. It's only the people that, like people like Mike Rogers and Mike Turner, who head these committees, or the leaders that are going to be informed. But even then, they can't take notes or anything. So.
Isn't it amazing how there's so many? Project Blue Book, Project Grudge, Project. You've been having projects going all the way back before there were the projects, and nobody seems to know anything. Everybody's compartmentalized. Everybody's lying. Everybody's got a fucking different story, and it's all bullshit. Okay? You're hiding the real truth. See, we know the real truth. We know the Most High exists. We know that the angels, Yahweh Shai, the Most High, travel in spaceships, and that's okay. They can do that. But what you've done is you done took the time that you have right now, went out and deceived the nations. Now everybody's afraid, right? Even Israel, that somehow the so-called aliens are after us. No, they're not after us. They're after you. They're after the devil. Okay? They're after you, and we know. So whatever, this is just more of the same. What do you mean UFO disclosure setback? You can't come out and tell the truth about what's going on. You got to spin yarns until the very end, till it all comes out that you are full of shit, until Ezekiel 33:33 comes out. All right? And it's coming.
So on paper, it looks good, but I mean, the effect is going to be very little can actually be achieved.
one thing stands out to me is that it puts the onus on the secrecy holders to label to be responsible. I found that interesting, right? So if President Biden wants to say make something secretive or not release certain documents because
What happened? Come on. Here comes the devil. Let's skip up to here.
To be voted on, so it will be passed.
yeah,
the devil wants to block this. You listening to me?
It will be passed by both and then signed into law. So this is not, I think, going to lead to any great change in terms of how these UAPs are going to be eventually disclosed.
It's not going to use any change. We're going to keep lying, kicking the can down the road, and confusing and trying to scare somebody with what we have to do because our time is running short.
Especially when it comes to UAPs that are controlled or that these corporations are working on. I mean, this has been
corporations are working on. Just none of it makes any sense. Well, you're working on your own spaceship right here on Earth, something that can't be explained, something that is way above anything that you have to offer, but you're working on one. You just magically got the information from, and we understand how the information gets passed down, but the Most High is not going to hand you something that can overthrow him. Come on, come on. So just fight your fight and let's get this damn thing over with so we can get to the king.
For a long time, that the meat of this UFO phenomenon, it's the corporations that hold the records, that hold the material, that hold the bodies, whereas the government agencies, it was learned, or the process was set up in the 60s and 70s when the Freedom of Information Act was set up, that all of that would be moved out of the control of government agencies.
As though that means anything. This is all part of the same ruse. Oh, we're going to have the freedom of information. We're going to let go of some bullshit information and control the minds of the people and put a false narrative out there and continue to ride this thing until what? Until the men of the Lord show up and start telling people what these things really are. What is fake? What is counterfeit?
Into the hands of corporations because they could better hide the secrets. And
what secrets? What secrets?
So nothing within this act that's being passed is going to really change that.
Unfortunate. I'll get you out of here on this, Doc. Which is what do you think is the biggest letdown in this? What was the I think the biggest thing you were hoping for that didn't make it into this final bill?
Well, the creation of this review board that would oversee a disclosure process whereby there would be this 9-man board that would consult with the president on how much and how quickly to release all of the UFO records, both from government agencies and what was prized from the hands of corporations that are unwilling to share this. Because, I mean, the bottom line here, Clayton, is that you look at a corporation like Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, or Boeing. I mean, they've been sitting on these records for decades now, and they're very, very slow to kind of like do things with the whatever's being retrieved because they operate under very heavy layers of secrecy.
Compartmentalization. I wonder why. Let's look at this. The Egyptians are men, right? And not what? D-E-G-Y-P-T-I-A-N-S are men and not what? Man. Watch this. Isaiah 31 and 3. All right, and this is the difference between the Most High, the chariots of the Lord, the chariots of Israel, and these counterfeits. All right, and I could get out of here on Isaiah 31:3. Now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses, what do you mean their horses? And their horses flesh and not spirit. What do you mean? And their horses. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall fail together. What do you mean they're horses, flesh, and not spirit? Well, let's take a look at Yahushai's horse. It's a white horse. Okay? Let's take a look at it in the King James. Right? What does this say? Rider on what? The white horse. And I saw heaven opened, Revelation 19:11. And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. A white horse. Now, the Egyptians' horses, what? Where were we? The Egyptians are mere mortals and not God. Their horses are flesh and not spirit. Well, can you imagine what Yahushai's horse is? Is it flesh or is it spirit? Okay? Threw you a little bit when I said, oh, well, these things are not carnal, they're spiritual. Okay? You drive that thing with your mind, right? This is not a flesh horse like this is. Okay? Let's read it right here in the English Standard Version. The Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses are flesh. Puny flesh. not spirit. Okay? That's one of the things right there. This is a spiritual our weapons of what happened? Our weapon, EAPO. Let's see. 2 Corinthians 10:4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal like Esau, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds. Let's read that up here. 2 Corinthians 10:4 in the NIV. The weapons we fight with are not the weapons of the world. On the contrary, they have divine power to demolish strongholds. That's a spirit. That's the spirit. Divine power, spiritual power. Okay. They are not fleshly like the Egyptians are. It's a spiritual battle, and they're fighting with swords and carnal things. Okay. So anyway, that came up, and I thought I would address it. All right. So get ready for the Project Bluebeam situation to come. All right. So with that, we hope that the elect will edify you, brothers and sisters. Shalom.